On the news tonight, House of Reps react to allocation of vehicles to lawmakers. Oxygen production received boost at Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. Osun State Federal Road Safety flags off Ember Month campaign. Good evening, welcome to Integrable News at 7. I'm Morolu Waigona. Sorry for not coming your way out this while, which was due to some technical difficulties. Thanks for staying with us and staying tuned. Here are the details of the news. The House of Representatives said the anticipated allocation of vehicles to members of the House is strictly for oversight functions and constituency outreach, but not as status symbols. Chairman House Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Akin Rotimi, JR, in a statement says this clarification has become necessary as the matter has generated public interest with exaggeration. For the avoidance of doubt, the House spokesman confirmed that the National Assembly bureaucracy is in the process of making phased procurement and distribution of operational vehicles to members of the House over the coming week and months. The statement, however, classified that they are not personal vehicles gifted to lawmakers, but utility operational vehicles that will enable lawmakers discharge their duties effectively and above board without being susceptible to inducement. The House of Representatives further states that for the duration of the 10th Assembly for 2023 to 2027, the vehicles shall remain the property of the National Assembly unless lawmakers wish to make payment for the astounding value of the vehicles to government coffers before they can become theirs if the excess asset, the boarding policy of government, is still in place by 2027. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Development, Professor Ali Pate, says hospitals across the country will be given the much-needed support to provide the required healthcare delivery to Nigerians in line with the renewed hope agenda of the present administration. The minister said this while on a faculty tour of the National Hospital, Abuja. Basi Ita Ekmang reports.
The minister on arrival was received by the Chief Medical Director, Professor Mohammed Raji, who lamented the poor state of equipment at the hospital, appealed for support to enable the hospital perform optimally as expected. He expressed hope that with the visit of the minister, their problem will receive attention.
National Hospital was created to be the apex hospital in the whole country, where even tertiary hospitals refer to. So unfortunately, you come to a situation where you find that it's even struggling to be a tertiary hospital. Our aim actually is not just to target Nigerians alone. Our aim is to even get clients from West African and Sub-Saharan countries.
Giving an overview of the visit, the minister stressed the need for medics to put patients and Nigerians at the center in defining what health problems need to be solved. He said the visit has given him a first-hand knowledge of the challenges at the hospital and similar ones he visited across the nation. Professor Patel said it is his responsibility to ensure that service delivery gets better across the country.
Obviously, there are many pieces of equipment that have been here for many years. Some have become obsolete, some are not functional, and I have seen similar situation in other federal teaching hospitals. So at this moment, we realize that a coherent approach to medical equipment maintenance is necessary so that we get the most value for all the public investments, so that our patients have the services that they require to prevent diseases, to diagnose diseases, but also to treat diseases.
On the issue of brain drain, the minister promised to make the working environments more conducive for medical personnel to work in Nigeria.
Give you this simple answer.
NTA News.
In the meantime, the Federal Medical Center, FMC, Abeokuta, will stand as a beacon of hope for countless patients in need for medical care to ensure that no life is lost due to oxygen shortages. The medical director of FMC Abeokuta, Professor Adewale Musa Olomu, stated this when he received a delegation from the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. Yemi Dalimo reports.
Visit of USAID Project EPIC FHI 360 delegation to the management of the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta, among other things, is to assess the quality of the liquid oxygen plant under construction so as to ensure the equipment's sustainability and safety. Leader of the delegation, Dr. Kenny Ewolum, and the project director, Adiza Kamofu, speak on the efficacy of the liquid oxygen plants.
We've met with the facility management team and the technical team, the civil engineers, the biomedical engineers, and we think we're impressed with the work that is going on.
This facility is only 1 out of 8 facilities that is receiving this support from the USAID.
The medical director of FMC Idiaba Abeokuta, Professor Adewale Musa Olomu, while appreciating USAID for sponsoring the liquid oxygen plant, assured them of the maintenance of the equipment.
So we have the combination of a lot of securities around, and we can assure you that these facilities will be protected.
Challenges that we had during COVID and what lack of oxygen cost. With this project that is sponsored by FHI 360, that allows us to go beyond that and allows seamless operations.
150 hospital beds are to be piped to the liquid oxygen plant, along with a 10,000-litre storage tank, in addition to FMC's old gaseous oxygen plants. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Still on health matters, the Optometrist and Dispensing Optician Board of Nigeria has flagged off an initiative tagged Run to End Blindness. This is another step towards the universal health coverage. Uche Ugochukwu reports.
Eye, they say, is the window to the world and so needs quality attention. The Run to End Blindness 3-kilometer marathon race is to take the knowledge of vision and blindness to the locals while giving them free eye screening, in line with the federal government's initiative codenamed Jigibola 2.0 agenda.
Part of what we want to see is to decentralize it and scale it up nationwide to the states at subnational level and to integrate it within the primary health care.
But more importantly is the sustainability model, which we want these things to outlast, just a momentary donation, and we want it to strengthen the healthcare system.
Going by the theme of the 2023 World Sight Day, Love Your Eyes at Work, experts here recommended pre-employment eye screening.
If you lose vision, it has a lot of socio-economic, it causes a lot of socio-economic losses.
We all are together to eradicate the blindness from the Nigeria.
We have ophthalmologists, we have optometrists, we have ophthalmic nurses, we have dispensing opticians who are licensed, who have been licensed to provide this care, quality care in Nigeria. And so we want the general public to be free to go to any eye hospital.
All is geared towards making eye care available, accessible and affordable to all in Nigeria. To cap the event, runners-up were rewarded. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
The need to proactively harmonize fiscal and monetary policies to mitigate policy somersaults limiting economic growth has re-echoed on Good Morning Nigeria. Guest insists that lack of stakeholders' consultation and input before lifting of forex restrictions on 43 items by the central bank is abnormal. They opined that a multi-dimensional approach is needed in bettering the economy. Lydia Sampson reports.
The lifting of forex on the 43 items by the Central Bank of Nigeria is on the front burner of economic discussion, same as when the restriction was announced in 2015. While others are applauding it as key to balancing the forex market, others say CBN should have embarked on gradual selective lifting to mitigate further risks in policy somersaults that limit backward integration growth in the economy.
There are no existing measures to protect local industries. There are. If we need to fine-tune that within the context of our fiscal policy, we can do that. It is not appropriate for us to have these fiscal policy instruments on one hand and have the CBN compiling another list on the other hand. It's a contradiction.
The unorthodox means of managing price stability must give way to rational thinking. Yes, economics is a science of alternatives, but unorthodox means of managing, our financial systems or fiscal or even the monetary policy shouldn't be the case.
They reiterate that identified projected benefits of the restrictions remained elusive.
What we should start doing right now, Mr. Cardoso with all due respect, there's need for a meeting of stakeholders. Okay. Let's have an analysis of all of this. The manufacturers, how would this impact on them? These traders, how would it impact on them? The forex system, the fiscal policy, how would it impact? And then the Ministry of Trade and Industry and Investment, let us also see the FDI implications on this.
They are unanimous that with greater investment in mechanized agriculture, cost of locally produced and sourced goods can have ripple effects on prices, in addition to making Nigeria a net exporter. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
We'll be going on a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Cookie! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K. Go. And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
Welcome back. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has warned road users to abide by all the traffic regulations, especially during the Ember months, to avoid road crashes. The FRSC commander in Osun State, Henry Benamesha, gave the warning at the flag of 2023 Ember Month sensitization campaign in Osogbo, Osun State capital. Miwa Omowumi reports.
The Special Intervention Sensitization Ember campaign for motorists and stakeholders in Osun State is to curb road violations such as lane indiscipline, overloading, and excessive speeding. Osun State Sector Commander FRSC, Henry Benamisia, explained that speed limit violation, which accounts for the major contribution of road traffic crashes in Nigeria, are flouted by majority of drivers, particularly commercial drivers. This the FRSC intends to curb during this Ember month.
Because if the drivers are patient, if they are not impatient, if they are tolerant, if they are considerate, and they apply defensive driving techniques, we are going to have a free accident season.
The Osun State Governor, Ademola Adeleke, assured FRSC that it will partner with it to ensure sanity reign on roads in Osun.
They should please, in this Ember month, they should please as much as possible drive carefully.
The theme for the Ember Month campaign is Speed Trails but Kills, drive responsibly and avoid overloading. In Osogbo, Muyiwa Omowumi, NTA News.
The Court of Appeal is to adjudicate on all appeals emanating from the decision of the election petition tribunals across the country in Abuja and Lagos Division. The President of the Court, Justice Monica Dagban Monsem, gave the directive in Abuja. In the light of this, all appellate cases bordering on governorship, national and state assembly elections from State Elections Tribunal judgments will now be held in the 2 divisions of the court. The Abuja division will handle appeals from 19 northern states, while 17 southern state cases move to Lagos. The Civil Society Group for Governance has applauded the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited under the leadership of the Group Chief Executive Officer Mele Kyari. The group, though their president, Comrade Dominic Ogaku, lauded the various initiatives taken by the CGEO and management to position the organization towards profitability and global competitiveness. Lydia Sampson reports that the group decried what they called smeared campaign by some media organizations on the award of oil pipeline rehabilitation and surveillance contracts.
The civil society groups for good governance is of the opinion that the contracting processes of awarding oil pipelines rehabilitation and surveillance contracts requires rigorous tender notices in the form of advertisements made public for qualified companies to bid. They insist best industry practices process has been deployed since NNPC's Limited Group Chief Executive Officer Mele Kyari assumed office in line with industry norms.
Has become imperative in the face of sustained unwarranted smear campaign against the landmark achievements and the continued progress of Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, peddling gross misinformation and unsubstantiable allegations on oil pipeline rehabilitation as well as surveillance contract has now been adopted as a weapon of choice in the hands of these unpatriotic elements.
They acknowledge that each bidding company has been subjected to a competitive tender selection process as guided by the Bureau of Public Procurement, Infrastructure Concession and Regulatory Commission, and a transaction advisor, among others. Similarly, the expertise of reputable institutions, including Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, NETI, and Ministry of Justice, were involved in the award project development and evaluation exercise. The group listed numerous achievements of the NNPC Limited.
The priority of NNPC Limited is to ensure a safe and secure oil infrastructure and functional pipeline corridor to sustainably deliver national production targets. There is nothing personal to Mele Kyari and management of NNPC Limited. Rather, what is possible and best for the country.
They urge the public to disregard what they call unpatriotic and misleading distractions by saboteurs. In Abuja, Lydia Samson, NTA News.
This concludes the news for tonight, but before we leave, let's take a look at our major stories once again. Earlier on, we told you the House of Representatives reacts to allocation of vehicles to lawmakers. Also, oxygen production received boost at Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta. Lastly, Osun State Federal Road Safety Flags of Ember Month campaign. That concludes the news for tonight on NTA Body News. I'm Oroluwa Egona. Have a good night.